Hi, Jenny here. The other day I came across a recipe for do your own Ferrero Rochers. So that's these right here. My coloring sheet. But this is one of my favorite types of chocolates that I get for like every holiday. So anyways, I thought this will also be a fifth video then for my series on homemade candy bars. Even though this isn't really a candy bar, it's still like a store-bought chocolate that we can try making our own. So let's get started. For this recipe we are going to need 3/4 cups of roasted hazelnuts, 3/4 cups of corn flakes, 1/3 cup of cocoa powder, 3 tablespoons of hazelnut butter or almond butter, 1/4 cup of maple syrup, 2 tablespoons coconut oil, half a teaspoon of vanilla, pinch of sea salt, and 2/3 cups of chocolate chips. Okay, first of all, if your nuts are not roasted, you want to put them on a cookie sheet, roast them in the oven, 350 degrees for 12 to 15 minutes. Otherwise, if they're already roasted, we're good to go. I couldn't find these in the regular store. My neighbor happened to have some from Trader Joe's, and obviously you can still get them online also, but that's what a hazelnut looks like. It is different than a macadamia nut. I looked that up, thought maybe I could use those. They'd be the same. And then seeing as I'm going to chop those up a little bit later, I might as well use my food processor because I have it. So we'll also use that for our corn flakes. So 3/4 cup, and we will chop them up so they're fine. We can use them for coating. So because I'm only using a small amount, I'm using my small bowl in here, and then my blade. As for crushing the corn flakes, if you don't have a food processor, you can also put them in a baggie and use a rolling pin and crush them up that way. So there's that option. Okay, we're going to use 1/3 cup of cocoa powder, and that's supposed to be sifted, so make sure that it's nice and fine and no chunks in there. Is there a way to do this that isn't messy? If any of you guys have any tips, let me know. I usually buy this in a can, so it's easier to get in there and just put that in there. It's easier to get in measure. I haven't bought it in a bag like this before. Right, you get down to there's some bigger chunks in there. I just take my spoon and just scrape it in there to also get that sifted. I couldn't find hazelnut butter in the store, but I did find almond butter. So a lot of times with the natural type peanut butter, you'll find that it has a layer of oil on top. Sometimes they have the no separate stuff you can buy. But even with that, sometimes it will. So that's natural. That happens as it settles. So usually then, depending on how big your jar is or how much you're using, you can take one of the immersion blenders and put it in there and kind of blend it. Otherwise, you can see the oil on there. Let me not spill it. Ha! I usually just take my knife and try to blend it all up. So I will do that, and then I'll be back. Alright, I've mixed it up fairly well. I can mix it more when I actually take some out of here and I'll have more room. So we need 3 tablespoons of the nut butter. Okay, then we are going to add some more ingredients. We're going to do our 1/4 cup of maple syrup, pinch of salt, half a teaspoon of vanilla, and 1 tablespoon of melted coconut. So I'm going to measure that out, get that in the microwave to melt, and then put the other ingredients in here, and then we'll just mix it all up. This recipe said it was going to make 12 of the Rochers. So we needed that 3/4 of a cup of nuts. Measure that out. We'll take 12 of them out. Whee! And then we'll end up crushing the rest of them. But you want the full nuts to go into the middle of the Rocher. 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. Your mixture should be kind of pasty, like doughy, because you want to form balls with that. If it's too moist, just might be add some more cocoa powder. If it's too thick, add some more coconut oil. So I will see if I can form a ball with this or not, or if I need more cocoa powder. But you want about 1/2 of a teaspoon. Oh, my battery's gone. Smoosh it flat. Put a nut in there and wrap it around. And then set it off on a piece of a parchment covered platter, cookie sheet, or whatever you'd like. Okay, now we are going to dip our balls in the cornflakes, coat them in the cornflakes, and then we are going to put them in the freezer for 15 minutes. While the Rochers are in the freezer, we will chop up the rest of our nuts. So I'm just going to use the same container that I used for the cornflakes because it's the same recipe. And same, you want them fairly small because we're going to dip our Rochers in chocolate and then coat them in the nuts. We will also melt our chocolate chips. So we're going to need another tablespoon of the coconut oil and then 2/3 cup of our chocolate chips. And then we'll put those in the microwave. It's only 2/3 cup, so maybe 30-second intervals until they're melted. Alright, I just took these out of the freezer. They are nice and hard now. So now what we're going to do is dip them in our melted chocolate, dip them in our crushed hazelnuts, and I'm just going to set them aside again on another plate. Chill in the refrigerator for 15 minutes, then we can eat them. All right, we're coated in the nuts. Now we're going to pop them in the refrigerator for 15 minutes. All right, the Rochers are done. So here I have, oh, can we see? We'll roll off the plate. Here we have a real Rocher from the store. And, well, let's make it pretty. And the one that I made. So let's see if this tastes like the other one. Got the crunch. Not bad. A little more chocolatey, a little more dough. I thought I made mine pretty small. It'd be like that, but it's got that hazelnut flavor. Oh, it's homemade. Oh, I have nuts in my teeth. So, it wasn't too bad. It didn't take too long to make. I would make these again. And they taste pretty delicious. So, anyways, I will leave this recipe down in the description below. Let me know in the comments down below if you've ever made any homemade candy bar, if you've tried to make these, if you even like these. Do you like the Ferrero Rochers? Are they a favorite of yours? I'm going to finish enjoying my snack. You guys, keep it positive. Go make it a great day. Bye-bye. Hi, Jenny here. The other day I came across a recipe for some do your own, yeah, DIY, make your own. Take 2 already. Yum.